We're back with our last segment of Real Talk with me, Rita Renee, and the topic of today's show was the stigmas, struggles, and success of the homosexual student. We've already talked about some of the stigmas and the struggles, and we've even talked with Miss Luann Andes about how they can get help with those situations. But now I want to go into more of Damario's story about the success of the homosexual student. Damario, you told me that you're in school right now studying to do parole and probation for juveniles, and that you're also interested in doing counseling services for the LGBT community. What made you want to go that direction with your career?
I mean, as far as the counseling, I'm a people's person, so I can relate to so much stuff, and I don't even have to go through it. Like, I can just picture and I can just imagine myself in other people's shoes and stuff. And I love talking to people, and also I really especially want to help people who have gone through, or even people who haven't, but just in general, gay, straight, anybody. I wish I could help them or counsel them, and just have them from their view about their problems, and just get an understanding of it.
Luann, now you're working with counseling for students, so do you think maybe eventually that program will go into the direction of students helping students? Maybe Damario could get some experience here while he's still an undergraduate at Lincoln.
Yes, I think that would be wonderful, and students like Damario who are outgoing and do want to help others, they are in the best situation to identify students who could benefit from services, or even to help those students themselves. And so I am in the process of working with some students to develop a peer-to-peer support group called Active Minds, and it's around mental health issues, but you know, that covers a lot of territory, and it's specifically designed to train students to counsel each other and to help them get resources that they need. And we have an active organization currently through the Student Health Center, and that organization is called SHAPE, and it trains peer counselors as well to address primarily issues of substance abuse, alcohol, but it also addresses mental health issues and safe sex issues, so that those would be certainly appropriate. So I think that would be a good place for someone like Damario to get started, but I hope to build more.
Well, I'll make sure you two get contact information so we can get that ball rolling. Damario, with the other avenues you were talking about with parole and probation for juveniles, does that coming from somewhere where you had a lot of juveniles who were getting in trouble, or is that where that's coming from?
I was getting in trouble. I was really rowdy when I was young. Before I came out, I was really, really rowdy. I did a lot of crimes, and I did crimes when I was out. So it really wasn't if I was out or if I wasn't. It was just getting what I want and how I wanted to get it. So like I said, I did go to juvenile before I did have a probation officer, and which influenced me to be a probation officer. So.
Now, I always love hearing people, especially our age, talk about setting goals and having plans to accomplish them. Do you feel that, going back to Hollywood and the stereotype of the gays or homosexuals or lesbians, do you feel that often they shape you out to be, if you watch TV, that the homosexuals in TV shows, dancers, they want to sing, they want to do more theater-ish, situations. Do you feel that sometimes it dumbs down that you also have goals and careers outside of being flamboyant?
Yeah, I mean, most of the people with the goals and the careers are kind of like mellow. They're not really, as feminine, as flamboyant and stuff as the ones on TV. That's more of more to make people laugh, I believe, kind of taken as a joke. So they really don't show the professional ones behind the scenes, which it's a lot. So.
I know. Have you heard about the dress code that Morehouse did recently?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Also in my research talking about this kind of situation, there actually was a clause in the dress code that men cannot dress feminine.
And they couldn't carry bags, I believe.
They couldn't carry bags, they couldn't wear wigs, they couldn't wear high heels. Like if that was their thing to do, they were telling them no.
Yeah.
And Morehouse said that they did that because there's a standard for Morehouse men. Do you feel that people downgrade the standard of a homosexual male?
They do, but at the same time, even though that is a black college, and it is one of the only black all-male colleges, I mean, I think and I believe I don't go there, I don't know, I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm pretty sure it must be extremely hard for homosexuals, period, to be in that kind of setting and trying to fit in, especially if they're flamboyant. And I just think that's wrong. But at the same time, you don't like it, don't go there. That's their school, their rules. Don't go there.
Yeah, it's definitely not trying to talk down upon Morehouse or even Langston or any other HBCU, but do you feel that that's kind of a gateway into how people think in general, that if you do dress this certain way, you're not going to be much in life? Do you feel that that's another stereotype?
That is. Like I said, I think that's wrong. I mean, that's just blacks. I mean, them saying their rules for black homosexuals, and I'm pretty sure black homosexuals go there, did, I don't know, and wore heels and stuff, and that's putting them down, telling them that, making them be something they're not, telling them to stop being yourself, be something else, or you can't go here, you can't get an education, you can't succeed in life.
Do you feel that adds to the division between the heterosexual and homosexual males?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Now, we talked about the stereotypes, but who do you look up to that makes you want to be successful, the probation officer for juveniles, who made you want to be, I mean, I know that it came from you also, but what motivates you outside of yourself to do these things?
My family. My family doesn't really have a lot, so it makes me want them to have a lot, and it makes me want to be successful and just share my success, share my wealth with my family, because we don't really have a lot. So me always being a go-getter, I always wanted this for my mom, that for my mom, this for my little cousin, that for my elder cousin, and I want to be the key of my family. So I'm doing it for my family.
How do you feel in the place that you're at in your life already that you've already attained success?
I have just by going to school every day. So I have, and I think I'm very proud of myself. 10 years ago, I wouldn't believe I would be in college doing what I'm doing, just ready to graduate.
Now, 10 years from now, you didn't think you'd be where you are now. Where do you think you'll be 10 years from today?
I hope married and happily on a house on a hill.
Kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess my final question for you, Demario, is we talk about what we know people think of you, but what do you hope your legacy is? Like when someone meets you and they do get to know you and they become your friend, what do you want people to think of when they think of Demario Patton?
I want them to think of the kindest person ever. The person you can just come talk to about anything, call and just do anything, go explore the world together. If you have any problems, call, babysit. Just a down-to-earth kind of the person who doesn't really judge, doesn't care too much about negativity, and just lives life heartbeat by heartbeat.
Well, thank you both for being on the show today.
Thank you.
You said you do have some other things. We're going to show all of you guys the information that Ms. Andes was talking about, ways if you are a student at Lincoln University where you can go on campus. If you're just anywhere out in the world and you want to go online for help or call those 1-800 numbers, we'll have those showing for you at the end of the show. And I just really want to thank both of you. This has been the first episode of Real Talk with Rita Renee, where we will always be talking about relevant and important information that pertains to the world and also to my generation. And I hope you enjoyed the show.